Oh, hey, aloha everyone. It's Savy, and it's time for the Caring Caregiver Show. So, welcome. This show is brought to you by Givers Guides online magazine and website. It's a resource website for caregivers. So, hence, givers, which are caregivers, and guides, a guide for you. So, it's a resource guide for caregivers to help you get through caregiving and retain that joy of caregiving. The Givers Guides is written exclusively for caregivers, it's from a caregiver's point of view. And all the articles are there for you to, like I said, bring back that joy. So go ahead and get a subscription. Go to giversguides.com right there on the screen. Hey, right on cue, Savvy. Good job. And so it's right there on the screen. It's Givers Guides. Don't forget the S's.com. And you can get your subscription today and check out some resources. And of course, anytime you need any more of anything or have questions, just give us a call or go to our main website, of course, which is the nonprofit side, Give Me a Break. And I'm Savvy. Hello. And I am the CEO and founder of Give Me a Break. And Give Me a Break, of course, is a nonprofit organization, which is we're here for you. We're here to care for caregivers. That's what we do. We're here to make sure that you are getting everything you need as a caregiver. And we have resources, we have support sessions, and a million other things, which I'll talk about later in the show. Today is our seventh episode in season 7. Isn't that amazing? I am so honored to have been part of this whole process. And next week is our final episode of season 7. I'll talk more about that at the end of the show. Really exciting, and a lot of review of who we've had on the show. So today we are here and we are here to bring back the joy of caregiving. And that's what we do. So relax, go get something to drink. You can watch this on your phone. Take a break. You deserve it. You've probably been knee deep in caregiving all morning. So take a break. It's midday. Get them something to eat. Put something in front of them. Turn on the TV. Get your phone and earbud and listen in because this next 20 minutes or so is for you. All right. And again, you can always check it out later in podcast if you can't do that now, but take a break and breathe. Just breathe. It's something you probably haven't done all morning either. I know you're tired and I know you're frustrated, and that's why I'm here each week to bring you more information and share more things with you that you need. And so we also have, like I had mentioned earlier, we have our support sessions that you can always come into, and we have the Zoom support sessions, which are Tuesday evenings at 8 p.m. So you can always come into those, and that's online on Zoom. And you just put in the Give Me a Break phone number. It's 808-754-3787, and do that. And then that'll, on any Zoom, go into join a meeting, type in that phone number, and bam, you're there any Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock. And if you want to come in person, right here where I am today, I'm at the Windward Mall. So come on down to the Windward Mall all day today, or you can come this Saturday at 9 o'clock a.m. And that's when we do our in person support sessions. So you've got two to choose from, one's online, one's in person. Make time for yourself. You deserve to be with a community of caregivers who gets what you go through. Okay, this is why we call it our safe space. Our support sessions are a safe space, and right here at Windward Mall, this is your safe space for caregivers. And stay tuned because I'll talk all about what's going on here this whole month. But you need this. Our sessions are life changing, and every caregiver needs that. And so happy National Caregiver Month. It is National Caregiver Month all month. And we do have our own month. How about that? Aren't we great? And in celebration of that, we just kicked off, of course, our Caregiver of the Year contest. So if you've been on our Facebook page, the Give Me a Break Facebook page, you'll see all of the posts that we have coming out about every other day. We've got a post of a caregiver. So scroll on through and look at all those posts. And I'm going to be reposting them throughout the month. And then as the month ends, we're going to do a major repost because you need to vote. How do you vote? Very simple. Just click like. That's all you have to do. You do that all night long on your phone anyway, right? You're scrolling, and you click like, don't like, angry, haha, whichever. You click all of those. So this is the same thing. You're going to scroll through those different entries and you can read their stories and see what they go through as caregivers and then just hit like. I'm a care person, right? There's like, love, and care. I love that little care button because I care. And that shows them that you care. And every vote they see touches their heart and helps remind them that somebody does appreciate what they do. So it's really about awareness. It's really about appreciation. Get on our Facebook page, GAB 808, or just type Give Me a Break in. You'll see that Monstera leaf logo and just go in there and start scrolling and reading their stories. And then hit that like button because that means everything to them. Whoever gets the most likes at the end of the month becomes our caregiver of the year. But every caregiver that shares their story, that put their courage out there to share their story is already a winner because they get the acknowledgement and help create awareness about caregivers and that we need to be seen. So your participation, your vote matters to a caregiver somewhere. It really does. So get on there and vote. And then, of course, at the end of the month, we have our winner, and we announce that winner at our annual awards gala. This is our third annual awards gala coming up on December 3rd. The third annual on December 3rd. And that's going to be at the Waikiki Elks Club, the Elks Lodge. So join us and get your tickets because it's going to be amazing. We're going to announce the winner of the contest. We're going to celebrate caregivers all evening. There's a wonderful buffet dinner, and there's going to be live music. And I can't even tell you how many amazing prizes and giveaways that we have for everyone in attendance. So it's just a great way to spend the evening. Now, I know that it's the same night as the city lights. But that's going to be really, really crowded, you guys. And so come to the gala. Then the gala ends at 8. So then drive through the city lights. The traffic will have gone down by then. There won't be as much of a crowd as there would be earlier, and you can enjoy it. So make a whole evening of it. Celebrate caregivers, then celebrate Christmas. You can do that in one night on December 3rd. So it's our third annual awards for Caregiver of the Year, and it's on the 3rd of December. That's Saturday. So get your tickets. Go on to gab808.org and get your tickets today. We really need you to help us fill those tables, right? We really have a limited amount, but we want to fill the tables that we do have. So we need your help. Get out there. And if you can't make it, that's okay. You can sponsor a caregiver, and a caregiver somewhere can go for an evening out because you sponsored their ticket. So why not do a wonderful thing and sponsor a caregiver ticket because that's on there too. So go to gab808.org, sponsor a caregiver if you can't make it, or just come. Bring the whole family, bring your caree, bring everybody. And if anything, get there for the sunset. The Waikiki Elks Lodge is right there on Waikiki, and the sunset is going to be phenomenal. So, hope to see you on the 3rd of December, and it's going to be a great time for everyone. But wait, there's more. I was talking to you about what's going on here at our space at Windward Mall. And we've got such a great space here. We're right before you go into Ross on the left. You'll see us. We share a space with the Aloha Diaper Bank. Amazing people. So if you come here and you've got some diapers, bring them in. You don't need them anymore? Don't throw them away. Bring them into the Aloha Diaper Bank. They can redistribute them and they'll get to moms. They'll get them in the hands of moms and kupuna that need them. Okay, so we're here right in the Windward Mall, and all month long we've got amazing activities going on. In fact, right after this show at about 1 o'clock, Ipolani with I Lomi Massage will be here. She does Lomi Lomi Massage, and she's doing free massages, you guys. Free massages. Get in the car now. Don't even listen to the show. Get in the car. Drive out here right now, and she'll be here from 1 to 3. We also have a Medicare representative here today who's able to answer any questions that you have or need. And so come on by for that. And then this Saturday, and tomorrow, not tomorrow, what is today? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday, we actually have our third and final class of the nutrition education that the UH SNAP is doing. And if you missed the first two, it's okay. She'll review it because we're combining the last two classes this Saturday for all 4 lessons. And it's been eye-opening. And I thought I ate pretty good. I thought I was pretty good about how I put things away and how I, took care of how I prepared foods. I consider myself a pretty good, cook. but I learned a lot. So come this Saturday. It's at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's about an hour and a half, and it's going to be the final class. So if you come this Saturday, chances are you'll get that free cookbook that we're supposed to get from all four classes because she'll review the other two, and then we're going to do the final two classes as well. So come on by because I have really enjoyed this. I didn't think I could learn more about that kind of stuff, but boy, I'm amazed at how much I've learned from her class. And Leanne is amazing. So come on by this Saturday. Here's a thought. Again, I'll do a combo event for you. Come at 9 for the support session. You need it anyway. And then stay for the nutrition class, right? Because boy, do we need that. I can't even tell you. I wish I knew some of these things when I was right in the heat of caregiving because it would have saved me a lot. I would have really provided a lot more healthier meals and simpler, a lot easier. She's got some great tips. And then guess what happens right after that? So you go and have a little lunch and then come back. We're going to be set up for our pamper session. So we have a from 11 this Saturday from what is it? 11 to 3 or 1 to 3, 12 to 3, somewhere around there. But right after that, we have our pamper session. So, oh, that was Friday. Never mind. Friday, do the just do the education class. Oh God, I'm all confused myself. Go on to our website, okay? If you go onto our website, you will definitely be able to see the calendar and see everything. So Friday's the nutrition class. On Saturday, come in for the session, and then at 10, go ahead and join us for our pamper session that we're doing. So you have aromatherapy, we have a beauty break and meditation. It's going to be wonderful. A little bit of a massage as well. So it's all free for caregivers. This is how Gimme a Break celebrates National Caregiver Month. And I want you to take this statistic and keep it in your head. Remember that 30% of caregivers pass before their caree. So you could pass before the one you're caring for. Your wellness matters. You matter. So if something happens to you, what happens to them? Right? And, you still have a mission and a purpose in life. So we want to make sure that that happens for you. All right. So that's what we're here for. You're tired. Trust me, when you're tired and exhausted, not only can accidents happen for you or things happen to you, but because you're operating chaos, I mean, to your caree, but because you're operating chaos, they can happen to you as well. Right. So, anyway, check it all out. It's on our website. It's also in the magazine, so you can always get your subscription for that. So, if you already have your subscription, check out page 5 or 7, one of those, and you'll check it out. Okay. What else? Oh, we also have our 10-part series going on called Letting Go of Caregiver Guilt. And that's happening in our sessions that I was just talking about. So last night we actually went and had our online Zoom session, and we talked about being patient and finding your faith. And this was about being patient, not with the person you're caring for, but with yourself and finding faith in you again, right? It's all about finding yourself and really what is your mission, believing in you again, which is perfect because our guest today is actually a growth psychologist who I noticed he just logged in. So I'm going to hope that when I push the button, he joins us. And so Stephen P. James, Ph.D., and he is with the Humanity Consulting and is going to talk to us about growth and help us to really achieve that purpose in life. Let's see if I can add him to the stream and see what happens. Are you there, Stephen? Hello. Mm, don't have you on. Let's see. There you are, but I don't hear you. So let's see if we can get some volume going. Looks like my screen keeps blinking. That's okay. It'll be fun little disco effect. All right, we're just waiting for some volume. I'm not sure why we can't hear you. Um,
Okay.
There you go.
Testing. Okay,
Ah,
got it.
there, welcome. Yes, we
Okay,
made
thank
it.
you.
Perfect. Oh, I'm glad you joined in. I thought for a moment there you weren't going to make it.
Yes, I apologize, but I am here.
That's okay, and that's great. Because I'll tell you, it fits so perfectly in with what we talked about last night at our session. You know, we really talked about finding your purpose, finding your mission, and as a caregiver, you know what happens, right? They just forget about themselves. I did. You forget about anything that's you. You stop dreaming. You stop hoping, and you certainly don't grow. So I love what you do. But you also are a caregiver, correct?
No, I am not.
I thought you had children.
Yes, I have a 2-year-old son. So
I
it
got
is
you.
caregiving,
That's
but
right.
it is a younger caregivee.
Carrie, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you that a lot of times parents don't believe that they're caregivers, and you really are. A mom is technically the very first caregiver we ever know, and then whoever else is in the role of the second parent, and in your case, as a dad, you're their second caregiver that they're ever going to know. And so your role is very important as a caregiver, and we recognize all caregivers with Give Me a Break. So you definitely have a story about being a dad, I'm sure. So, but as far as being a growth psychologist, tell us about that. Tell us your story.
um, so growth psychology. So I think there's two different aspects here. One is, what is it like to be a growth psychologist? What is that? What does that mean? And then there's the story that led me to there. So uh, growth psychology, in short, is different than what you would expect from other forms of psychology. For the most part, I think the general public thinks of psychology as therapists and clinicians, people that sit down when you're in a moment of crisis and help you through and find stability and normalcy among whatever the crisis is that's happening. Um, on the far end, the opposite is research psychologist, which has nothing to do with therapy at all and has to do with collecting data and doing experiments on psychology. And that's more the realm that I have sat in the past, is in the research psychology side. I transitioned and used my research into human development to create a new type of psychology called growth psychology.
Mm,
And this stems from something called post traumatic growth. Most people are familiar with post traumatic stress disorder, where severe
right.
trauma causes you to lose yourself and have struggles and difficulties. Post traumatic growth is where you gain from those struggles. And we all intuitively know that. The lowest moments in our life are usually the ones that we gain the most. We figure out ourselves and what direction we want to go in. What I sought to uncover and research and understand in my doctoral work was, is there a way in which we can provide that same type of insight and revelation and growth without the need for the trauma? And indeed, there is. There very much is. You do not have to go through terrible situations to gain those same epiphanies and those same insights about yourself in life. And so, growth psychology is about providing, initiating, causing that type of growth in a very active way. And that differentiates it from therapy and typical thoughts of what psychologists do, in that we don't talk about normalcy and stability, we talk about thriving and flourishing.
Boy, where were you when I was a teenager, right? That whole learning it the hard way. I took that seriously as a teenager. I decided trauma was the best way to learn how to not do things in life. So, boy, could I have used a relationship with you when I was young. But that is amazing. And yet, here we are. We have caregivers who literally go from calm to chaos and are thrown into trauma. And so, is that too late for them? Or I know it's not, but this is how a caregiver feels, right? It's too late for me. I've already had the trauma. What could you say to someone like that?
No, so if you have had a trauma, the wonderful thing about growth psychology is that once we've had the trauma, we feel like we're in an ocean drowning. How do I actually stay afloat? How do I survive? How do I make it to the next day?
Yeah.
Um, And among that, you might have moments where you start grasping at something here or there to try to keep you afloat or even pull you up above water. The thing about this type of work is that it provides a clear pathway, that it is not a random process. It is not you struggling in a way that no one else ever has. In fact, it is really well defined and understood, and the groundwork can be easily laid. Well, I say easily, can be laid right in front of you in a way that you don't feel like you're grasping anymore. It doesn't feel like you're
Mm,
drowning. It is a process that can be defined and explained, and you can follow it just like following a path.
wow. Wow. The thought of not being in a constant state of panic or a constant state of trying to, stay afloat is an amazing thing that you are putting out there for caregivers. So, hey, guess what, you guys? You don't have to drown. You don't have to gasp for air. There's an alternative. Um, what would something like that say look like? I come to you and I'm not trying to, I don't want to not necessarily details, but I'm saying what can someone expect? Like here I am, I'm drowning and I'm going, okay, I saw you on the show. Help me, I need to stop drowning. What would be, say, the first step that a caregiver needs to take?
Um, well, so I say that there's a defined process, but it has to be contextualized within the context of each person. Everyone does
Okay.
have unique circumstances, and there is some adapting to that. But what it generally involves is it is a combination of talk therapy and education. I would consider the process as much a process of education as is anything else. Um, you get homework. You have to watch videos, do journals, read articles, and you are learning the psychology of what the growth process is. Because the more we can cognitively understand what's happening and what we're going through, and how much we're
Mhm.
not alone, and how well researched it is, and then connect that with the emotionality of our unique experiences, the situation that we're in. If you just learn the knowledge, well, that's great. I've read a book. Wonderful. That does nothing.
Right.
But when you can
Right.
connect that with what you're going through and see how that results and actually process that in a way that drives you forward. One of the things that holds people back in caregiving and in other circumstances too is that when we feel like we're in survival mode, there
Right.
will never be growth, because all of your mental attention, all of your emotional attention is spent on, again, making it to the next day.
Yeah.
And so you
Yeah.
don't have the space to think about what's next, or what else is there besides this. And so
Right.
the growth process of that education plus the talk therapy part creates that space to allow you to start to take those steps forward. It's a very action oriented process.
Wow. Wow. That sounds amazing. And I definitely agree that the growth stops, and so trying to just get a caregiver to breathe and take a moment, from their day. And I mean, I didn't breathe for 7 years, right? I just kept moving and going and doing. And so, just that in itself, knowing that there's hope and knowing that you can take that stop, I think. But that sounds like something totally doable. A caregiver might say, "Yeah, I don't have time for all that." Oh, yeah, you do. Oh, yeah, there's more than enough time, and the quality of your life will be so much better for it. I love that. I just love what you're offering. I mean, I personally had never heard of till I met you what a growth psychologist was, right? And so
Yeah.
I know everyone I've talked to, I said, "Hey, check out the show next week. We got a growth psychologist." They're like, "A what?" I'm going, "Check out the show next week, because you need to understand what this is, and that how important it is for not just caregivers, but that's our focus, right? But for everyone, really. I mean, we should never stop growing, period, right?
Yes, it's when you stop growing by choice or by force, that's when the feelings of hopelessness
Right.
and isolation start to take over. If you can keep your mind and your activity to some extent focused on building up a greater self, then those feelings don't really invade.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree. Thank you. Yes. Um, all right. What else can we tell? What else can we share? What other things did you want to bring up today and talk about? I don't want to miss anything.
Uh, well, we jumped into what psychology was, but I think it's important to understand kind of the inception of this process, right? Which came out of experiences that I had myself, where I used to be an astrophysicist and an Air Force officer. And that's how I ended up out here in Hawaii in the first place, was that I was working on Maui at the top of the summit of Haleakala on some of the telescope facilities up there. And it was something I'd wanted to do since I was 5 years old. I wanted to be an astrophysicist in the Air Force since I was at a very young age, and I achieved all of those goals. But it was not until I, over a very short period of time, lost my niece, my brother, and my best friend in very rapid succession.
Wow.
That type of loss changes you and sends you into a different direction, and
Yeah.
that's where the post-traumatic growth or the PTSD tends to set in. Again, we think of PTSD also on top of that as being primarily focused with soldiers and combat experiences, but PTSD is very common in many different situations, and as is post-traumatic growth. And I went through that post-traumatic growth process as a result of all of this. And people tend to make drastic changes in their life. They leave their job, they find better ways of living, they change, their personality changes. There are massive, massive shifts that occur. And that occurred with me as well. However, one thing that remained was that I continued to be a dorky scientist who loves data and statistics. Um, so
That's a good thing.
I think so. I'm
Yeah.
very happy with that trait. So I left astrophysics and the Air Force behind to go and study psychology, in many ways in a personal catharsis, to try and to feel like I'm immersing myself in the academics and learning about what I was currently experiencing. And so in doing so, that's where this process developed, was in asking the question, do you really need to go through trauma to achieve that same result? And it was after that years of research and refinement, 7 years of research, that I finally came out with the process that you could apply ubiquitously across people, whether or not you have never had trauma before, or whether or not you're experiencing it now, or whether or not it's in your past, and still gain from it. Growth is possible
Mm,
in
mm.
any place. And so for years afterward, I actually applied this process in schools, in colleges and high
Wow.
schools, helping students who were teenagers at the time to avoid some of the pitfalls that we go through during that age, and actually starting them on a path toward that growth earlier on.
Right. Wow. That's quite a story. And my heart to you for your successive loss. I kind of feel like that's what happens, right? It's like I lost myself, right? It was like my father and my cousin and now my mom, bam, bam, bam. It was just one after another, and it all kind of clusters that way. And I think that that's really where you sometimes like myself, I feel like maybe that's where I needed to have that happen in my life, that I finally realized, okay, I need to get help. Okay, I need to get a path here, right? This is not going in the right direction, and doggone it, we need to make some changes. And so, unfortunately, because as humans, maybe we need that, but it sure is nice to know that there's somebody who not only is a nerd for facts and everything and statistics, but also has a heart of understanding from having not only been through it before, but still caring and going through that now. So, one of the things I always tell our caregivers is that 99.9% of all of the guests on our show and those that we partner with at Give Me a Break are caregivers. And it's important because we all need to see that we're all a community that connects to one another, and that we're here to support and help each other. So folks, if you don't even know whether you need it or not, just give Stephen a call. And should we call you Dr. James, or do you go by Stephen, or Um,
Steve is fine.
yeah,
The title is optional. It is totally
right? See
unnecessary.
what a
Yeah.
great guy he is, you guys. So call Steve, and you can do that. And let me just correct this number and tell me if it's correct. 808-321-2367. Is that your number?
Yes, that is correct.
Correct. So 808-321-2367 for those of you who will be listening in on podcast, or you can contact him at stephen.james@humanity. Humanity-consulting.org. That's up on the screen for those of you watching live. You can see we have all of his information there. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you can share with us today, Steve?
I mean, I could always talk more about the process, which is open if people are curious or you want to know, but that's up to you. I don't know
I
how
think
deep to go into here.
Yeah, no, I think we're good. I think that
Okay.
knowing that process, what you had shared earlier,
Hmm.
is really very approachable. It's not like you're gonna get committed into a padded room, you guys. Okay, although I wouldn't mind that. I think I would like about at least 24 hours in a padded room where I could just scream my brains out to let some of that aggression off. But it's not. This isn't what it's about. It's about growing. It's about being better. It's about embracing yourself, you guys. And we all need that, especially caregivers. And I certainly want to apologize for my blinking screen. And for those of you that might have a trigger alert, you may want to look away. So I don't know if you see that, but I do. Anything else? So there you go. Again, contact information for Steve. Steve is where'd I do that number? 808-321-2367. Give him a call. Just call him. You're not going to charge him to talk to you that first time, are you?
No, absolutely.
So you can call and talk to him, and he'll at least be able to give you a plan that you can maybe kind of look forward to for a change, right? Caregivers, I
Hmm.
know you don't always look forward to things. So here's a way to look forward to something. And he's a great person and a great heart. So thank you so much for being on the show and sharing that with us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Steve. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Aloha.
Yes. Bye.
Bye. Okay, there we go. And I think I'm back without blinking. So, Steve, you're welcome to stay on, or you can just hit the leave and you can leave at any time backstage. I didn't get a chance to tell him that before we started. So, here we are. We're back. Let me move this back over here so I know where I am. And okay, so that's great. Thank you. Really appreciate it. And again, you guys, it's on the screen there. I'm just about to take it off. So take a screenshot if you need to with all of Steve's information with Growth Psychologist and with Humanity Consulting. So you guys, 808 321 2367. Give him a call. You totally deserve that. And you totally deserve to talk with him, at least find out what he can do to help you. Okay. All righty. And let me take that off and we'll put that. There we go. I got the screen all set. So, whew, wow, that's amazing. All right, so let's wrap things up here. Just to so you know, I want to just point out that our Caregiver of the Year contest is going on our Facebook page right now. It is happening. So go to Give Me a Break's Facebook page, scroll through, look at the different posts that are there and vote. You've got to vote for them. It's all about that, and I'll tell you why, because each vote creates awareness to each situation and each caregiver. It validates for them that you see them, and then it creates awareness that we are here. This is our month, National Caregiver Month, November, all of November. This is our month to come out and to show people that we're here, that we matter. And what Steve just told us is that you can grow from all of this. And that's what we need. Well, telephone, not for me. All right. So, have you been voting? Do it. Do it now because it matters. And then, you know what? Celebrate with us. And our annual gala on December 3rd This is where we announce who wins the contest. And of course, they get some prizes, but we've got live music, a buffet dinner, and lots and lots. I can't even tell you how many wonderful prizes and giveaways we're going to have all evening long. It's just going to be great. If you do anything, just come for the sunset. It's going to be gorgeous. And you know why? We start at 6 and it's only till 8. It's just a couple of hours, but it's at the Waikiki Elks Lodge right there on the beach. It's the view is beautiful. So come for that. And then after you're done, hey, then you can go and see the city lights because I know the city lights is starting as well on the 3rd. So it's going to be really crowded, lots of cars in the very beginning. Why not come celebrate caregivers with us at the Waikiki Elks Lodge? Then when we're done, go and drive through the city lights. The traffic will be a lot less. There won't be as many people as there were in the beginning, and you'll be able to enjoy a wonderful evening out. So join us for our Caregiver of the Year Gala on December 3rd. Go to gab808.org/CGOY and you can get your tickets now. All right. Okay, what else? Oh, I wanted to talk to you about thanks caregiving. I know that I talk about it a few times, but I want you to understand the importance of why we do what we do for thanks caregiving and our dinner distribution. So last year we started it, and it was because I had gone without Thanksgiving dinner for quite some time being a caregiver. And that was a big thing for our family was to be able to, we could miss some holidays or birthdays, but boy, Thanksgiving, we never missed that. We got together at mom's house. Mom put out a big spread. We all had Thanksgiving dinner together, and my parents' table suddenly blew up in size to seat, I don't know, 10, 15 people. And it was Thanksgiving, and we always stopped to talk about what we were thankful for. And when I had my own family, I did the same thing. It was a tradition for us to sit on Thanksgiving Day and talk about what we were thankful for. And all of that went away with caregiving. And there was nobody to cook Thanksgiving dinner anymore. And you certainly didn't have time to clean the house to have people over. And so for caregivers, sometimes you not only become isolated, but the first thing to go is holidays. And holidays are a really hard time for caregivers. And so Thanksgiving dinner doesn't always get made. You can always open up a present and it's Christmas, but Thanksgiving's really about that turkey, isn't it? And I miss that. And so I thought, I don't want a caregiver to go without Thanksgiving dinner. So last year we said, hey, let's deliver dinners. And we got a bunch of people jumped in and donated and cooked, and we made over 100 dinners and delivered them to caregivers all throughout the island of Oahu. And it was amazing. And the look on their faces when they got their dinner and the thankfulness. And to me, that made it all worth it. So we're doing it again. It's our thanks caregiving dinners. We're doing it again this year. And this year we're partnering with Habilitat. And Habilitat, they're amazing and what they do. And they are actually going to be preparing all the food for us. So we've gotten our food donations already. So thank you for those of you who contacted me to want to donate. And then they're going to be doing all the cooking and putting it all on plates for us. And then we're going to deliver it. So we'll have pickup and delivery. So I'm really excited about it. And next week's show, I'll give you more details about it and where to go and what to do. But get on our list if you want a delivery. You know a caregiver who's not going to celebrate this year? I guarantee they're not. Contact them, call them, and let us know. So contact us, send me a text or call 808-754-3787. That's our number at Give Me a Break. And let me know about this caregiver. And we'll get a dinner to them. We're hoping to deliver at least 100 again this year. And I'm just so excited to be able to do it because now it's become my Thanksgiving. And now I have a Thanksgiving. And I can give thanks for every caregiver out there who works so hard and does so much. So help us thank them. Okay? All right. That's our mission. Give me a break. We're on a mission to care for caregivers. And this contest and the thanks caregiving, all of the things that we do, our gala, all of it is to not only create awareness, but to help us keep going. We need you. We need your donations. We need the fundraisers that we do. We need your help and support as a community to keep doing what we do. Okay, so you can be a part of that mission anytime. Go to gab808.org and donate or join us in an event. You get your bang for your buck at our gala. Boy, I'll tell you, that donation you make for your ticket, you're going to get a whole evening of wonderfulness. Okay, and if you don't know, talk to somebody who came to last year's. We had a lot of fun. And don't forget all of the wonderful things we've got going on here at our Windward Mall space. Right after this, EPO should be setting up and be here for massages. And we've got some Medicare presenters as well, so you can get some information about that. It's all free. That's what we do. Lots of activities coming up, so check it out. It's all there in the Giver's Guides magazine. So get your subscription, because that subscription, by the way, I didn't mention this earlier, and I know I say it every time, but those of you who haven't heard, all of those subscription monies, all of the profits get donated to Give Me a Break, to keep doing what we do for caregivers. Okay. So we need your help. Get a subscription, you get a magazine, and we get a donation. All right. So help us out. We need that. We need to keep going. We don't want to give up, and we don't want to let caregivers down. Okay. All right. So next week is our final episode of season 7. It's been an amazing season. We've had some phenomenal guests and great resources for you. So I'm going to review all of that next week. And then we're going to be on break for the holidays. There may be a special show coming up for the holiday show that we're going to do. And otherwise, we will be on break till probably February. So we'll get through the new year and we'll see you next year. But we have one more episode. Tune in next week and join us. And of course, you can always check out past episodes on our caringcaregivershow.com website. So just go there, and you can even check out the videos or podcast. All right. Go to any Spotify, Apple, we're all there. And in the meantime, remember to breathe. Here's hoping that you're finding more joy in caregiving each week that you tune in. And we'll see you each week, every Wednesday, live at noon, right here on Facebook or any other platform that you watched us on today, because sharing is caring. It's what we do, who we are, and where we live. So mahalo for caring, everyone. Breathe. See you next week. Aloha.